Hello friends and welcome to 10-Minute English Stories. If you are learning English, this is the perfect channel for you. We share short, simple, and inspiring stories in easy English. Stories that help you learn new words, improve listening, and teach important life lessons. Before we begin, please subscribe the channel and tap the bell icon so you never miss a new story. You know that moment just before you speak. Your heart beats a little faster, your mind starts racing, you think about the grammar, you think about the pronunciation, you think about what the other person will think, and then you say nothing. Or worse, you say something completely different from what you actually wanted to say. You had the words, you had the idea, but something inside you stopped you. That something has a name. It is called overthinking. And it is quietly destroying your English. Let me tell you about Priya. Priya was 24 years old. She had studied English for 12 years. 12 years of grammar textbooks, 12 years of vocabulary lists, 12 years of exams she always passed. On paper, Priya's English was excellent. But in real life, she could not order a coffee with her hands shaking. She would sit in meetings at work. She understood everything. She knew the answer. She had something important to say, but she stayed silent. And then someone else would say exactly what she was thinking, and everyone would nod and agree. Priya would sit there, heart breaking quietly, thinking, "That was my idea. I just could not say it." She told herself, "I will speak when my English is better." She told herself, "I will speak when I am ready." But here's the truth nobody told Priya. She was never going to feel ready, because readiness is a lie we tell ourselves to avoid the discomfort of imperfection. And what Priya discovered next completely changed the way she saw herself. Most people think the problem is their English. They think, if I just learn more words, if I fix my grammar, then I will be confident. But that is not the real problem. Here's what the research actually shows. Researchers found that the biggest barrier to speaking a new language is not vocabulary. It is not grammar. It is not even pronunciation. It is the fear of judgment. It is the voice inside your head that says, "What if I make a mistake? What if they laugh? What if I sound stupid?" That voice is lying to you. Think about this for a moment. When was the last time you heard someone speak with a slight accent and you thought less of them? When was the last time someone made a small grammar mistake and you lost all respect for them? Probably never. Because in real life, we do not judge imperfect speakers. We admire them. We think, "Wow, they are brave. They are trying." The judgment you fear, it lives almost entirely in your own mind. Imagine you were learning to swim. You can read every book about swimming. You can watch every video. You can memorize the movements. You can understand the theory perfectly. But if you never get in the water, you will never learn to swim. Speaking English is exactly the same. You cannot think your way into fluency. You have to speak your way there. Messy, imperfect, uncomfortable, but moving. But this is where most people misunderstand the learning process completely. Let me explain something that changed everything for thousands of language learners. There is a concept called comprehensible output. It was developed by a linguist named Merrill Swain. Here is what it means in simple terms. When you push yourself to say something, even if it is wrong, your brain creates a gap. Your brain notices, "I wanted to say that, but I couldn't do it perfectly." And that gap? That is where real learning happens. Your brain becomes alert. It starts looking for the right word, the right grammar, the right phrase. And when it finds it, you remember it forever. But when you stay silent, no gap, no learning, no growth. Every time you open your mouth, even when you stumble, even when you make a mistake, Even when you forget a word mid-sentence, you are literally training your brain. Every messy conversation is a lesson. One day, Priya was sitting in a coffee shop. A tourist walked in. He was confused. He was looking at the menu. He didn't understand it. He turned to Priya and asked, "Excuse me, what is this one? Is it good?" Priya looked at the menu. He was pointing at a mango lassi. In her head, she started composing the perfect answer. She thought about the right adjectives. She thought about her accent. And then something different happened. She just spoke. "It is like a sweet yogurt drink with mango. Very refreshing. You should try it." Simple. Not perfect. A little plain. But the tourist's face lit up. "Oh, yes, thank you so much." He smiled. He ordered it. He loved it. Priya sat there for a moment. She realized something. He did not care about her grammar. He did not judge her accent. He just needed a human being to communicate with him. And she had done that. In that moment, something shifted inside her. But the real breakthrough for Priya, that came later. And it is something most English learners never discover. Here is something fascinating. When we speak, we actually think in two different ways. The first way is called controlled processing. This is when you consciously think about every word, every grammar rule, every pronunciation. It is slow, it is careful, and in real-time conversation, it's a disaster. Because conversations move fast. By the time you have perfectly constructed your sentence, the moment is gone. The second way is called automatic processing. This is when language flows, when words come out without you thinking about each one, when you are in a rhythm. Every great English speaker uses automatic processing. And the only way to build it? Practice, repetition, imperfect, regular, sometimes embarrassing practice. You do not think your way into automatic. You speak your way into it. So what does messy speaking actually look like in real life? What does it mean in practice? Here are 5 truths. Remember these. They will change every English conversation you have. Truth number 1. Filler words are your friends. Native speakers say and well and you know all the time. These are not mistakes, they are thinking tools. They give your brain a second to catch up. Do not be afraid of them. Use them. Truth number 2. Repair is normal. Have you ever listened to a native speaker closely? They repair all the time. They say, "I went to," she went to the store. They self-correct. They restart. This is not failure. This is how real speech works. Truth number 3. Approximation is powerful. You don't always know the exact word. That's okay. You can say, "It's like a," or, "the thing that," or, "kind of like." These are not signs of weakness. They are signs of a creative, resourceful mind. Truth number 4. Confusion is a gift. When you can't express something in English, when you feel stuck, that's the most valuable moment. That's your brain building new connections. Sit with the discomfort. Do not run from it. Truth number 5. The goal is connection, not perfection. Language exists for one reason: to connect one human being to another. When you speak, even imperfectly, and someone understands you, you have succeeded completely, fully, 100%. Now, I want to share something most English teachers never tell you. Something about the paradox of fluency. Here is one of the most beautiful and strange truths about language. The speakers who worried the least about mistakes make the fewest mistakes. Not because they are more talented, not because they learned more rules, but because they speak more. And the more you speak, the more natural it becomes. And the more natural it becomes, the fewer mistakes you make. It is a paradox, but it is real. When Priya started forcing herself to speak in every small situation she could find, something miraculous happened. Her English did not just get a little better, it transformed. She started to think in English, not translating from her first language, actually thinking in English. She started reaching for English words instinctively. And she realized she had been trying to build the house of fluency without ever laying the first brick. Every brick is a conversation. Every brick is a mistake you made and survived. Every brick is a moment you chose to speak instead of staying silent. You have to lay them one by one, imperfectly, proudly. So, how do you actually do this? Here is what works. Start small. Start ridiculous. Start with one sentence a day spoken out loud. Talk to yourself in English while you cook, while you walk, while you brush your teeth. Narrate your life like you are in a documentary. Find your low-stakes environment, a coffee shop, an online language exchange, a stranger you will never see again. These are your practice grounds. Forget about sounding native. This is a trap that has destroyed more English speakers than bad grammar ever could. Your accent is yours. Your rhythm is yours. The goal is not to sound like someone else. The goal is to be understood and to connect. Chase conversations, not corrections. Find moments where you have to speak, uncomfortable moments, moments where you feel your heart rate go up. Those are the moments where real growth happens. And remember this: every great speaker you admire, every person who seems effortlessly confident in English, they were once exactly where you are. Uncertain, overthinking, afraid. The only difference, they kept going. 3 months later, Priya is in a conference room. Her manager is asking for feedback on a new project. The room goes quiet. Everyone is thinking, but no one is speaking. Priya feels that old fear rising in her chest. And then she does something she could not do before. She breathes. She lets the imperfect sentence form, and she speaks. I think the problem is here. The message is not clear for the customer. If we change this part, make it simpler, I think it will work better. Her grammar was not perfect. Her voice was a little shaky, but everyone in the room looked at her. Her manager nodded slowly. That is exactly the point we were missing. Good call, Priya. She did not feel like a fraud. She did not feel stupid. She felt real, like herself, in another language for the first time. This is what messy speaking gives you. Not perfect English, not zero mistakes, not a flawless accent. It gives you yourself in English. The ability to think your thoughts out loud, even when they are a little tangled, even when the grammar slips, even when the word does not come fast enough. Because the truth is, no one is listening to your grammar. They are listening to you, your ideas, your personality, your warmth. A perfectly structured sentence with no soul, people forget it in seconds. But a real human voice saying something true, something felt, that stays, that connects, that changes something. So here's the challenge. Today, not tomorrow, not when your English is better, not when you feel ready. Today, say something in English that makes you a little uncomfortable. It does not have to be brilliant. It does not have to be perfect. It just has to be real. Because fluency is not a destination you reach, it is a practice you live, one imperfect conversation at a time. If this story changed the way you see yourself as a speaker, subscribe to this channel. Because here, we do not just learn English, we learn how to think, how to feel, how to connect, one story at a time. And if you want to watch more videos like this for learning English, then click on this playlist.